is a mechanical engineer from Sodira that is building biological nanomachines in California.
Trying to get a PhD with the craziest and most weird professor. That was founded by a hydroelectric energy generation company. I mean, at the time, the biggest hydroelectric energy company in the world was Andritz Hydro, who basically funded my thesis for 5 years and then bought the source code and hired me to create a team that uses this tool to design, all of these things from cars to airplanes to jet engines to hydraulic turbines. It turns out that if you want to do it algorithmically, it turns out that you need a ton of what we today call artificial intelligence. Right, so you need to make agents that try to understand the physics and how they impact design, or really how the design impacts the physics. So the same kind of problem is what I'm doing now. It's kind of a nanomachine design, and you have like a system that's driven by some laws of physics that we know, and a bunch of data that we trust or don't trust accordingly, with some kind of variance around them. And biology is notorious for this. And you have an action that you want this nanomachine to perform. You want this nanomachine to go and grab molecule A and molecule B and put them together and make a drug for AIDS. Now, that turns out it's exactly the same complexity as designing an airplane. It's just that the biofield did not have access to these algorithms for a while. So it's happening now, right? So you expect to see a ton of improvements there. If you have like people like me that have done this elsewhere and returned and are keep in touch with this ecosystem globally at this case, then those are connections. Those are avenues for the local ecosystem to get introduced to the VCs from the valley, or the other way around. My journey was kind of random, in the sense that I was always gravitating towards scientific stuff. I was good with math and physics. I enjoyed interacting with that kind of puzzle aspect of them a lot. And I was, and still am, a huge fan of Formula One racing, just because of the technical aspect of it. So I thought, okay, how do I get there? Governments that want to cut checks in a way to kind of flood money into a market to make a market happen. And this turns into a bunch of kind of summer projects that don't have a vision of becoming a successful company at the end of the day. So it become kind of, university projects or something. There needs to be guidance to these entrepreneurs on how they can become a company. If it's like someone that's kind of first-time entrepreneur, they don't know, right? But if it's a fund that already had like 10 exits and they know what makes a good company, it's just nudging a bit. It's like, hey, try to put together a business model, keep in contact with your customers, or why is this valuable? Try to understand, do people want this kind of questions that are trivial, in comparison with the science part, which is the hard part. These questions are kind of easy. But if you have like scientists that start companies, those questions do not even kind of register.